guys, this is my dog, Lincoln. He has been listening to all of the books. He's looking out the window. He has been listening to all of the stories that I've been reading to you guys, and he wanted to say hello. He's not looking, but he wanted to say hello. He keeps sniffing at the computer and barking at me as I'm trying to read to you, so he's not used to being held because he's a big boy. Oh, that better. Say hi. He's looking out the window looking for friends. Alright, well, we're going to put you back on the floor, and you can listen from the floor. And we are going to read a couple more chapters of Junie B. Jones. It's a graduation girl. Remember, something bad happens to her graduation gown, which you can kind of see in the picture on the front. So far, Junie B. Jones has found out about graduation, and she had her 6th birthday. She ended up going to the principal's office because her teacher asked them to write a poem, and one of her classmates, Polly Allen, said something about PU, and of course that made Junie B. Jones think about stinky things. And so after Polly got in trouble, Junie B. Jones decided that she was going to say her poem out loud and shout it out, and she went down to the principal's office. Those of you who like to shout out, I hope that that does not happen to you next year when you are in 2nd grade, because you need to keep your voice down, especially when it's silly things. So we're going to keep reading, and we're going to find out what happens next with Junie B. We are going to read Chapter 4, Chapter 5, and Chapter 6. Chapter 5 is called Cats and Gowns. Or excuse me, that was Chapter 4. Chapter 5 is $1,000,000. Chapter 6 is called Pooped and Thirsty. So this is Chapter 4, Cats and Gowns. I skipped in the door of room 9. Then my whole face got happy, 'cause guess who was talking to my teacher? It was Gus Filoni, that's who. And Gus Filoni is my favorite janitor. I zoomed right over to that guy. Gus Filoni, it is a joy to see you, I said. And so what brings you here anyway? Gus Filoni patted my head. I had an important delivery to make, sis, he said. Just then, my bestest friend Lucille came running up to me. She pointed at a big stack of boxes. It's cats and gowns, Junie B, she shouted. Gus Filoni brought us cats and gowns! She twirled me all around. I heard him talking to the teacher. The cats and gowns are right there in those boxes. Everyone is getting one for graduation, she said. I jumped up and down at that wonderful news. 'Cause who doesn't love cats? That's what I would like to know. Cats and gowns, I hollered. Cats and gowns, hollered room 9. Mrs. sat down in her chair real slow. Then Gus Filoni patted her shoulder, and he said the word, good luck. Lincoln, you're fine, hush. He's whining out the window because my neighbor is outside. This is a room with a bunch of windows, so he likes to stand in here and look out and spy on my neighbors. And one is outside, and he is distracted. You be quiet. Shh, you listen. You sit down. Is it? Good boy. Mrs. said for room 9 to please stop shouting. I'm sorry, boys and girls, but Lucille did not hear me correctly, she said. No one is in room 9 is getting a cat and gown for graduation. Room 9 did a loud groan. Oh. Then what are we getting exactly? I asked. Caps and gowns, said Mrs. You're getting a cap and gown for graduation, not a cat and gown. No, said Lucille. I heard you say cat, teacher. I know I did. Mrs. said for Lucille to hush. Then she passed out the boxes to all the children. I looked inside my box, real curious. Then I kept looking and looking, because something was not right in there. My cap got run over by a truck, I think, I said. It's a big, square flatso. Mrs. laughed. Then she came to my table and she unfolded my cap, and she put it right on my head. Hey, what do you know? It fits, I said. After that, she put on our caps and gowns, and we skipped all around the room. Only not Lucille, because she was still upset about the cat issue, of course. And there's all of them skipping around the room. Oh, it's getting hard to see. Skipping around with their caps and gowns. Not cats. Pretty soon the bell was going to ring, and so Mrs. made us put our outfits back in our boxes. I'm going to let you take these home with you today, she said, but please do not play with them on the bus. And don't play with them at home either. These caps and gowns are white, okay? And white materials get soiled very easily, which means they get dirty very easily. I know it, missus, I said. I know white material gets soiled easily because one time my Grandpa Miller spilled beer on his new white tie, and you can still see beer spots on that thing. Mrs. looked and looked at me. Then she sat back down at her desk very quiet, and she waited for the bell to ring. Chapter 5 is $1,000,000. Me and my bestest friend named Grace rode the bus home together. We held our boxes very tight on our laps, and we didn't open them. We are being careful about our graduation gowns, aren't we, Grace? I said. We are being careful not to soil them. Yes, said that Grace, we are. I looked down at my box. I am very proud of us for not opening these things, I said. I'm very proud of us too, said that Grace. We rode and rode. I did a sigh. It's too bad we can't just peek at them a little bit though, Grace, isn't it? I said, one teensy peek wouldn't even hurt anything, I bet. That Grace didn't say anything. I tapped on her. Okay, here's what I'm thinking, Grace. I'm thinking we should do one little peek, and that's all, I said. What do you say, friend? Grace made her voice very loud. No, Junie B, no. You are not allowed to. Can't you follow orders, huh? Do you want to soil these things? I did a huffy breath at her. But peeking will not even soil them, Grace, I said back. Peeking is just looking with your eyes, only faster. Only too bad for me because Grace kept on saying, no, no, no. Until I had to wait and wait for that stubborn girl to get off the bus before I could peek. After she was gone, I looked in my box zippity quick. And what do you know? I didn't even soil anything. I got off the bus and ran to my house. My grandma Helen Miller was babysitting my brother. She was feeding him a snack in his high chair. Grandma Miller, I got my cap and gown. It's right here in this box, I said. Would you like me to try it on for you, Grandma? Huh? Would you? Grandma Miller clapped her hands. Of course I would, she said, real thrilled. Try it on right now. Okie doke, I said. Then I put on my cap and gown, and I danced all around. See me, Grandma? See what I look like? I look like your graduation girl, I said. I hopped around Ollie's high chair. My teacher said not to play in this thing, but hopping is not the same as playing, I said. Just then I heard the front door open. And hooray, hooray, Mother was home early from work. Her whole mouth came open when she saw me. Oh my goodness, she said, look how cute you are. I know it, Mother. I know I'm cute, I said. I look like $1,000,000 in this get-up. I twirled all around in front of her. See me twirling, Mother? Twirling is not the same as playing, I said. After I stopped twirling, I fell down on the floor. Falling on the floor is what comes after twirling. It cannot be helped normally. Mother picked me up. Maybe you should take this thing off before you get it dirty, she said. No, Mother, no, I said. I want to keep it on. Please let me, please, please. I quick ran to Ollie's high chair, and I ducked down behind it. Ollie peeked around at me. He had sloppy on his face. I am not a sloppy baby like Ollie, I said, and I won't get this dirty, I promise. But Mother shook her head. I'm sorry, Junie B., but it's not a good idea to play in your gown, she said. After that, Mother and Grandma Miller blocked the high chair, and I couldn't run away again. Shoot, I said. I am surrounded. Mother took off my graduation outfit and she put it back in the box. Then she put the box way on top of the refrigerator. There's Mother putting the box way on top of the refrigerator. Let's store it up here for safekeeping, she said. Let's not, I said real growly. Mother made squinty eyes at me. Then she took me by my arm and she marched me to my room, 'cause that woman has no sense of humor, apparently. She shut my door and left. I flopped on my bed, very glum. My stuffed animals were glum, too. Everybody thinks I'm a sloppy baby, but I'm not, I said. I don't think you're a sloppy baby, said my stuffed animal named Philip Johnny Bob. I don't think you're a sloppy baby either, said my Raggedy Ann named Ruth. My Raggedy Andy named Larry did a sigh. I wish your mother didn't put that cap and gown box on top of the refrigerator, he said. Me too, said Philip Johnny Bob. I wish you could get it down from there so all of us could see it. After that, I thought and thought. Then I lifted up his softy ear and I whispered, maybe I can. She's about to get herself in trouble, I think. Chapter 6 is called Pooped and Thirsty. Excuse me. The next morning, my grandpa Frank Miller came to babysit. I love that babysitter very much, 'cause he doesn't even follow the rules, that's why. Grandpa Miller let me fix my own breakfast. I fixed 2 waffles and 3 marshmallows and a bowl of cheese curls. And guess what else? My grandpa let me pour my own grape juice, and I didn't spill 1 single drop. See, Grandpa? See how careful I am? I said. I am not a sloppy baby, right? Grandpa Miller was feeding Ollie. Right, he said. My eyes looked at the refrigerator. I hopped down from the chair. Alrighty, Frank. I guess I'll be getting out of your hair now, I said. If you'll just hand me that box on top of the refrigerator, I will be on my way. Just then, baby Ollie started to cry. Grandpa Miller patted him. I tapped my foot. Yeah, only I'm waiting, Grandpa, I said. Finally, Grandpa Miller stood up and got my box. He started to look inside. Only all of a sudden, Ollie did a loud squeal, and he put his whole bowl of cereal right on his head. There's Ollie with his bowl of cereal right on his head. See it there? Oh my goodness. Then Grandpa Miller shoved the box right at me, and he hurried to clean Ollie's head. I zoomed to my room, and I locked my door, and I waved my box all around. I got it, guys! I got it! I got it! I said. Hooray! Said Philip Johnny Bob. Hooray! Hooray! Said Raggedy Ruth and Raggedy Larry. After that, I set those guys on my bookshelf, and I put on my graduation gown. See me, friends, I said. See how cute I look? I am a graduation girl. See? Wowie, wow, wow, they hollered. After that, I danced and skipped and hopped and twirled. 'Cause they wouldn't stop cheering. That's why. Finally, I flopped on my bed. Okay, that's enough, people, I said. I am pooped and thirsty. Me too, said Raggedy Larry. I am pooped and thirsty too. I wish we could get something to drink, said Raggedy Ruth. Just then, a brainstorm came right into my head, and I sat up very straight. Hey, wait a second. I just learned how to pour grape juice without even spilling a drop, I said. And so I can get us some. Maybe. Yes, said Philip Johnny Bob. Yes, yes, said Raggedy Ruth and Raggedy Larry. I hurried to my door and I listened in the hall. Grandpa Miller was giving Ollie a bath. Shh, I whispered to my friends. You wait here. I'll be right back. After that, I tippy-toed to the kitchen, speedy quick, and I poured us a cup of grape juice, and I tippy-toed right back. And that is the end of chapter 6. So, before we read 7, 8, and 9 tomorrow, I want you to think and talk to someone in your home, whether it is your grandparents, your mom and dad, maybe it is your brother or sister, about what you think is going to happen with Junie B. Jones' graduation gown, based on what we just read. So think carefully about what she is doing right now in the story and how she could possibly end up like this. I will see you guys when we read again tomorrow. Have a good day.